Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see what is MongoDB and the differences between SQL and NoSQL databases. So what is MongoDB? MongoDB is a NoSQL database. Before that, we should see what is SQL database, right? SQL database or traditional database have predefined column structure and predefined data types. For example, if you see here, user ID, first name, last name, email are predefined table columns. You have to define these columns prior to insert any record to this table, right? Also, you have to define data types of these columns. User ID is an integer type, other columns are string types. You have to define all these before you insert any row into this table. If you see MongoDB, the same table can be replicated as like this. Here each row is called as a document. It is a JSON based document. You don't need to define any data type, you don't need to define any columns. You can insert any number of columns in single document. You can have one document, one attribute or one column in single document. In the next document you can have multiple columns. So why MongoDB is storing data like this instead of a traditional table format? What problems are trying to solve? Since MongoDB is storing data in JSON format, we can store data in hierarchy structure, and we don't need to store data in the same structure as I mentioned earlier, right? For example, suddenly if there is a requirement to collect country information for each user in traditional databases, we have to create a new column using query and put null or empty string, right, for each earlier rows. If you see the same example below here, we insert a new row with a country information, but we don't have country information for earlier records. This is the difference. You don't need to care about columns, their structures, data types, etc. Similarly, whatever restrictions and boundaries traditional databases had earlier, MongoDB trying to break with its JSON type database. These are some of them. You don't need to predefine table columns. You don't need to define data type for the column. There is no need to store same type of value for each attribute or column. You can have hierarchical data. You can store arrays. For example, if you see here, address is a string value. In the next document, if you see, address is a nested document, right? It's a hierarchical data. If you see the third document, phone attribute is an array. Here we store two phone numbers in the same attribute, right? So these kind of benefits we have with MongoDB. This is an example of hierarchical data which I explained earlier. Same. For example, if you want to achieve the same benefit with a traditional database, you have to create a new table called address with country and pin code columns, and you have to map these two tables with user ID, right? Here user ID 2 is Arya's country and pin code is this. You have to do this in the traditional database, whereas in the MongoDB you can save the same data inside the primary table. That is the difference. So as we saw in earlier slides, MongoDB breaks all traditional database restrictions and boundaries. But while you choose your database, you must be very careful. By breaking traditional rules, it is a more liberal database. This offers so much freedom, but this much freedom is not suitable for banking kind of databases, right? There will be lots of transactions, and there will be they will be handling lots of amounts, debits, credits. So these kind of requirements, MongoDB is not that much good. SQL is the best database in those kind of situations. So MongoDB, where it will suit, it is the best suit for Twitter, Facebook kind of applications. So you must choose your database very carefully while you designing your application. It is based on your requirement of the application. I'm going to put lots of other videos to explain basic operations with MongoDB and real-time real-world examples. If you like, please subscribe my channel. You can get more updates on MongoDB and other technologies in future. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.